So to understand this calculated column, this earnings per share EPS column slightly better, all right, let's take a look at a standard Excel file. So here I have for different stocks and the different dates, all right, I have this income statement. Here I just want to show the most important information used to construct this EPS column. So I only keep this net income after taxes column. All right, there's other columns, of course, in the income statement. All right, so to calculate EPS for this particular stock Apple on this particular date, September 30th, 2020, okay, to get this number, right, I need to first get the net income after taxes again for Apple on this particular date. All right, so information about net income after taxes on this particular row provides the important context or information, all right, the information environment to calculate this particular value of EPS associated with Apple on this particular day. All right. Well, not only just the net income after taxes, we also need information from the balance sheet, again regarding Apple on this particular day. All right. And we need to use the common stock shares outstanding, okay, for Apple on this particular day as the denominator to calculate the EPS. So basically, this row in the balance sheet also provides a context or the information environment to compute this particular EPS related to Apple on September 30th, 2020. Okay, so the information or the context on that particular row associated with Apple on September 30th, 2020 is often called the row context for calculating a column. Okay, so this row context is an important concept for Power BI to construct a calculated column. When Power BI constructs a calculated column, it always processes one row at a time. So we discussed how Power BI calculates EPS for Apple on September 30th, 2020. Okay, so when Power BI try to calculate this value, this particular 0.73 value, all right, Power BI relies on the current row context, basically relying on information related to Apple on September 30th, 2020. Apple retrieved information regarding net income after taxes, as well as common shares outstanding related to this row specifically. All right, so that's a row context to calculate this particular value of EPS. Once this value is calculated, Power BI is going to move down one row. So now Power BI is going to start processing this row. Okay, and the EPS for this row is going to be calculated again relying on the row context for this particular row. Okay, so again, Power BI is going to retrieve information related to net income after taxes and common shares outstanding on this particular row. And this particular row is basically related to Apple on December 31st, 2020. So Power BI will keep doing this process. Once this row is done, once EPS on this row is calculated, Power BI is going to move down one more row, okay, coming down to this orange row, okay, and on this orange row, all the information is related to Apple on March 31st, 2021. So EPS on this row is again going to retrieve information about net income after taxes, retrieve information about common shares outstanding, and all those information are related to this particular row. Basically, Apple on March 31st, 2021. Okay, so calculated column is always constructed in this way. Okay, row by row. So each value of this column is going to be calculated based on the current row Power BI is processing. That current row provides all the necessary information to compute this particular value on that row. Okay, so row context is basically a way to calculate the calculated column one row at a time, using only information related to the current row that Power BI is processing.